Well,
I literally just spawned around here and was just like, where the fuck's this music coming from? Ow.
well, we found a guitarist before, now we find ourselves a bongo player. You, sir. You know what's going to happen to you now, don't you?
Man, I love it when they go solo.
Oh, hello everybody, it's Megalithic here, otherwise known as Puglo Escobar. Well, off the sodding hell's got Mr. Raccoon's attention. Okay, some sort of graffiti. Okay, Mr. Raccoon, stop shooting me now. Yes, we are over here. He's shooting me with a flare now, isn't he? Yes, we are over here at the Maze Bank offices, ladies and gentlemen, as today we are going to go and purchase ourselves another vehicle. Okay, so let's head on inside. Are you coming with me, Mr. Raccoon? You know, we're going to buy for sodding hell, bloody raccoon. Yes, okay, well, here we are. So don't shoot me again, Mr. Raccoon, for God's sake, you know. Okay, where is the sodding swine? Well, bloody hell, he's walking in a rather creepy way there, isn't he? Okay, so we're gonna head on into the Maze Bank offices now, ladies and gentlemen, to purchase ourselves this vehicle. Now, before we begin, ladies and gentlemen, I must warn you, don't speak to my secretary. I recently caught her sniffing glue, you know. In fact, she'd got her nose stuck to the bottle. Hello, my darling. Finally got it off, I see. Okay, yes, so here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We're over here at the Maze Bank offices, don't you know? And today we're going to purchase ourselves a Weeny Issi Rally. Oh, the joys, ladies and gentlemen. And the Weeny Issi Rally can be found under the Southern San Andreas Super Auto site, ladies and gentlemen. And there we go. Okay, here we are retailing, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see there, for a shockingly high price of $1,835,000. I mean, good God, you know, Rockstar really are going to fleece us on this one. You can just see it coming, can't you? I mean, nearly $2 million for a bloody Mini. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to send it on to the Hillcrest residence, and on this occasion, we're going to be getting there in the Overflod Autarch, or whatever the hell it may be called. A rather peculiar looking car, ladies and gentlemen, handles well around the street, not around the track, in our opinion. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We've brought it on down now to the Hillcrest residence, and it's going to hop on out and go on inside. Okay, try and sneak around the back of him, and sodding hell, yes, bloody raccoon was taken to doing that recently, hasn't he? Okay, so here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go on inside into the garage. And there we are. Okay, so this is the Weeny Issi Rally, ladies and gentlemen. And what do we think? I mean, sort of in terms of looks, ladies and gentlemen, it's sort of more mundane than a Monday morning with a moaning Dane now, isn't it? Let's be quite frank. My God, it's supposed to be a Mini. Look how high it's at. It's nearly as high as my hat, you know. Bloody hell, that's not really what I call a Mini. Okay, well, either way, ladies and gentlemen, take one last look. I mean, Jesus, it's boxy and boring now, isn't it? Okay, well, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take the vehicle out into the street and see how it handles. Again, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are out back onto the street, and we have got Mr. Raccoon with us, you know, in his own Weeny Issi Rally. Now, his vehicle has been upgraded across the board, mine has not, and we're just going to take these vehicles back on down to Maze Bank on the initial lap, you know, ladies and gentlemen, and see how they handle. Okay, so how do they handle, ladies and gentlemen? Whoops, the daisy skidding and sliding around there. I mean, in terms of handling, ladies and gentlemen, the simple truth is it's sort of got all the handling qualities of a wet eel in a wind tunnel, ladies and gentlemen. It really is just that slippery, you know. In terms of acceleration, I mean, it sort of moves slower than a first world country's attempt to reduce climate change. And in terms of top speed, it's more disappointing than a Valentine's Day card from your hot neighbor's husband. Okay, and that's pretty much what we're waiting for, Mr. Raccoon there, and he's going to come on down. Now, he does warn me, at this point, ladies and gentlemen, not to try the stability test, you know. I think, well, sod you, Raccoon, I'm going to give it a go, and then I decide, yes, I really wish I hadn't. So, yes, traction, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely zero. It seems to have no traction whatsoever on the back end there. Okay, and you can see we're sort of flying down here, but not really particularly fast, ladies and gentlemen. Whoops, that daisies, and the slightest nudge, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see from a car, and that's it, you're off, basically. There's something about the short-wheeled base nature of this vehicle, ladies and gentlemen. It sort of feels like it's front-wheel drive as well, I'm not entirely certain. Either way, that back end, ladies and gentlemen, just keeps wanting to slide out on you, and you're bound to hit something. Okay, well, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Weeny Issi Rally on its initial lap around the street. And what do we think of it so far? We're thoroughly underwhelmed, you know. Okay, so here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We're back at the Maze Bank offices, and how about that? Okay, Mr. Raccoon's up there. How? Okay, well, a rare treat, ladies and gentlemen. The wretched swine decided to hop into the vehicle and come and see it modified. Okay, well, we are certainly lucky on this particular occasion now, aren't we? Okay, so we're heading on into the Maze Bank offices, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to go into the custom auto shop. Now, as always, ladies and gentlemen, as always, we will be going through this section of the video at double speed, just in order to hurry things along somewhat, you know, but still to provide you, the viewer, with the opportunity of having a look at the different modifications that can be affected to this vehicle, should you then choose to go ahead and purchase it, you know. Okay, and what the hell is sorting out? The raccoon's jumped out the car already and gone wandering off, you know. So the question is, ladies and gentlemen, is the car worth purchasing? Well, let's see how dumb you are, you know. Take a guess for yourself. You're spending $2 million on a Mini. Do you think it's going to be worth the money or not? I mean, you need to really sort of ask yourself that. It's Rockstar, ladies and gentlemen. And Mr. Raccoon is, of course, now just mocking my sheer stupidity to going and purchasing this vehicle. I point out that he's already got it, but it doesn't seem to dissuade him anyway, in any way from mocking me. Okay, and now he's hopped in the back, ladies and gentlemen. I don't quite know. He seems to think I'm a chauffeur on this occasion. Okay, well, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. So, yes, the Weeny Issi Sport, the Classic. No, I can't get it. Yes, there's the Weeny Issi Sport, the Weeny Issi Classic, but this is the Weeny Issi Rally. What do we think of it? Not impressed, ladies and gentlemen. The handling seems to be the worst part of this particular vehicle. It's very, like I say, it seems to be putting all the power through the front there. The back end seems to want to slide down, and Mr. Raccoon's hopped out the car again. Okay, now he's left my sodding door open. Have you closed my door, Mr. Raccoon? Sodding hell, bloody Raccoon's gone and left it, hasn't he? Okay, well, we are now on the colours, ladies and gentlemen, so that does mean we will be sort of in a very short period of time exiting the vehicle workshop here, and thank goodness for that. So what were we saying? Yes, in terms of performance, ladies and gentlemen, woeful across the board. Handling, top speed, acceleration, really not good, and handling being the worst point of the lot. Okay, well, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. We have now a soldering door still open. How about that? Okay, well, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. We haven't got we've been pushed for time on this occasion, so we're doing the standard lap in the night. We normally try to avoid such things, but on this occasion, we have no other choice, and so off we go, ladies and gentlemen. You can see Mr. Raccoon flying to the top of the hill there. Okay, so what can I say, ladies and gentlemen? This vehicle now has been upgraded across the board. I am waiting for Mr. Raccoon. We're going to test that acceleration. And as you can see, it's sort of less impressive than an English movie about a Scotsman living in Wales, ladies and gentlemen. In terms of top speed, I mean, it's slower than a mentally challenged aardvark after a vodka drinking competition. And in terms of handling, ladies and gentlemen, it's more slippery than a jelly covered eel on a water slide, you know. It's just that awful. There really is no other way to put it, you know. It's an absolutely wretched and woeful car, and it's certainly sort of not pleasing us, ladies and gentlemen. And for the money they're just spending, I mean, normally we wait until the end of the video, but for the money you're spending, ladies and gentlemen, is it worth 1.8 million? I mean, let's have a brief moment to consider the different vehicles you can buy for that kind of money. The Apache Wagner, the Ocelot, the Pariah, ladies and gentlemen. You could buy yourself almost 4 Pegassi Zentornos this week. You can certainly buy a couple of them on a regular week. No, ladies and gentlemen, it's not worth it whatsoever. That being said, of course, we are already halfway through with our test, so we are now going to send this vehicle on up to the top speed test track. Okay, and there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Now we've brought her onto the top speed test track. We've got 2 Issi Weeny Rallies, and we're going to send them on down and see what they can do. Now, just to give you an indication, ladies and gentlemen, what we consider to be a competitive time to get down this straight is 53-54 seconds. That's what the Pegassi Zentorno can do, and we're going to see what the Weeny Issi Rally can do. Okay, so we're waiting, and we get a time of 57.549. Okay, not competitive whatsoever, ladies and gentlemen. But what can we say about the looks of this particular vehicle? I mean, it's sort of more boxier than a box full of boxer dogs driving a Volvo from the 1980s now, isn't it? Okay, so we're starting, ladies and gentlemen. We're up at Sandy Shores. We're going to commence with the tests, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the very first car that we're going to bring out is not any kind of special car. It's just an SUV, a sort of standard SUV you can pull off the street. It's the Bravado Gressley, retailing for $29,000. ladies and gentlemen, can be pulled off this Southern San Andreas Super Auto site, and effectively the purpose of this test, ladies and gentlemen, was just to see if the Weeny Issi Rally could compete with the standard SUV off the street, and it turns out, yes, it can. And so I'll take this opportunity to point out all of the other vehicles I've been driven by Mr. Raccoon. You know, he has a channel of his own. His name is the Bromby. The channel's the Bromby. If you type that into YouTube, you should go and find it. Why do that? It's got some rather good videos on there. Okay, so the very next vehicle we're going to be bringing out, ladies and gentlemen, is the Obe Omnis. Now, just to keep you informed as to what we're doing here, we really see very little point in bringing out serious supercars or sports cars up against this SUV, which is the Weeny Issi Rally is, and so we're going to stick to sort of rally cars, ladies and gentlemen. And this vehicle that we're racing against currently, as I said, is the Obe Omnis, retailing for $701,000. Someone at the Rockstar was obviously having a giggle when they put that price in. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it does turn out that the Weeny Issi Rally can easily take down the Obe Omnis, and there we go. So the next vehicle that we're going to bring out on this occasion, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the Fister Comet Safari. Now, this is also another sort of off-road style vehicle, ladies and gentlemen. We consider it qualify as a rally style vehicle, retailing for $710,000. And Mr. Raccoon and myself, ladies and gentlemen, were of the opinion that the Fister Comet, being a Fister and a rather fine car, ladies and gentlemen, was going to win, and it was rather a concern to see it sort of struggling to keep up with the Weeny Issi along up the front straight there. And then we get around in front, ladies and gentlemen, we're all laughing and giggling and celebrating all the way to this point here, and then we start to cry bitter, salty tears, ladies and gentlemen, as the Weeny Issi Rally crosses the line in front of the Comet Safari. That really is a surprise. Okay, well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's gone a bit dark. Like I say, we have been pushed on time for this particular video, ladies and gentlemen, so we have had to put a lap in the dark, I'm afraid. This is the Karen. Oh my god, I've got to work out exactly what this is now. There are so many Karen Sultans, you know. This is the Karen Sultan RS, ladies and gentlemen. It retails for $12,000, can be picked up off the street. It can then be upgraded to the Karen Sultan sort of RS, which makes it a super, for $795,000. So basically just over $800,000, ladies and gentlemen. We were of the opinion that it was going to beat the Issi, and indeed it did quite substantially. Okay, so here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're going to go ahead and bring out the Vapid GB200, ladies and gentlemen, retailing for $1 million, effectively $940,000. So yes, we've got an under $1 million rally car now going up against the $2 million Weeny Issi Sports, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, and Mr. Raccoon does want me to point out how much he loves the GB200. He says it looks absolutely gobblingly awful. I can't understand why he says that. It doesn't look anywhere near as bad as the Weeny Issi, in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, which is sort of more inspired than a wet fart in a bathtub, in my opinion. Okay, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are now going to bring out another Weeny Issi, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Weeny Issi Sports. We saw very little point in bringing out the standard Weeny Issi or the Weeny Issi Retro. The Sports, ladies and gentlemen, once again retailing for close to $1 million, $897,000. Okay, and there we are, ladies and gentlemen. It is flying to the top of the track there, but unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, as you may well have been able to deduce from these videos, as I've already stated myself quite openly, the handling, ladies and gentlemen, is the worst aspect of this Weeny Issi Rally, and it's absolutely a nightmare to get around the corners. And so for $97,000, something like that, basically $900,000, go get yourself the Weeny Issi Sports. Now at Mr. Raccoon's insistence, ladies and gentlemen, we've gone and brought out the Emperor ETR1. This vehicle retails for $1,995,000, and as of yet, ladies and gentlemen, we haven't been able to find a single vehicle that has been able to beat around the track. So now we're going to go effectively and see what a $2 million mini car, ladies and gentlemen, can do against a $2 million supercar. Okay, and it just has to be pointed out that the Emperor ETR1 woefully underperforms against absolutely every vehicle. We're trying to see if it can beat the Weeny, ladies and gentlemen. I cut a little bit of a corner there, and I think you'll agree. Yes, it's shockingly bad for both. Embarrassing for both parties, I think we'd call that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so it's time for the wrap-up. For those of you who do not know, for the hoes at home, for the uninitiated, shall we say, the vehicle that we're racing against in this particular lap is the Benefactor Serrano, retailing for $110,000 only, ladies and gentlemen. We refer to it as a serious contender, and that's exactly why, ladies and gentlemen. So you can go and spend $2 million on a Weeny Issi Rally or $110,000 on a Benefactor Serrano, and if you're not aware of the Benefactor Serrano, you certainly are now. Okay, so any regular viewers will now know that is the Pegassi Zentorno, and Mr. Raccoon is going to taunt me by waiting. He's only just decided to set off there now, ladies and gentlemen. He's given me God knows how many seconds head start that was, and I've got to be honest, I do sort of think to myself, you may have overcooked that one, old bean. You know, I don't think you're going to be able to get past me. I know it's the Pegassi Zentorno and all that, but you left rather a long chalk there, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Raccoon, before you set off. And Mr. Raccoon decides he's just going to start flashing his lights and papping his horn as he sails past me along the back straight, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what a $725,000 car can do to a $2 million Mini, and it's really rather embarrassing. There's only one more question, of course, now, ladies and gentlemen, and that question is, and is going to be for the time being, the Garotti Tally RSX. And of course, there's not a sodding chance in hell it's going to beat it, is it, ladies and gentlemen? And just to taunt me further, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Raccoon is just going to sit alongside me and make a mockery of me as we go along around this track. Okay, so what can one say about the Weeny Issi Rally, ladies and gentlemen? Not a fat lot, to be quite frank with you. In terms of top speed, it's sort of more underwhelming than Electron Morality by a Hollywood studio, you know. In terms of handling, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, it's got all the handling abilities of an avalanche, you know, of an alpine avalanche, or it's sort of back end's more slippery than Justin Bieber's rear in a men's prison, you know. It really is just that slippery. But so what can we say, you know? Is it worth the money? Well, if you haven't got the point by now, ladies and gentlemen, I fear you are a little dull, you know. No, it's not worth the money, you know. You can, whether it performs off track around the dirt road or not, let's be perfectly frank, for $2 million, ladies and gentlemen, there's a hell of a lot better cars you can get. I say, Mr. Raccoon, what do you think of the particular vehicle? And of course, that's what he thinks. Well, I do hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you very much for watching.